Namaste, this is Vaidya Samarth Rao. I practice at Amrita Ayurvedic Center. Today's topic will be piles or hemorrhoids. Recently I had a case where a middle-aged man had a lot of pain while he was defecating, going to the toilet. And this pain would sometimes also cause bleeding in his motions. Also, his motions frequency was not that often, and he was having a lot of pain once he cleared his bowels. On examination, when he came, he had pile masses in his motion going area. This in Ayurveda we call as arshas. He had a history where he had also got surgery done, and the surgery also did not last for long, and the pile masses re-emerged and there was a lot of pain. There is a full treatment available in Ayurveda that will help you to overcome your pile situation from the grassroots levels. In this episode, I am going to talk to you about the do's and don'ts for piles. Particularly, I am going to cover all the food items that you are not supposed to consume that will aggravate your hemorrhoid situation. Hemorrhoids has a root cause with your digestion. When you eat all the wrong foods, it aggravates the doshas and your digestion gets upset, and then the upset digestion doesn't properly metabolize or transform the food, and that causes hemorrhoids. This is Ayurvedic way of looking at it. So the key foods that causes hemorrhoids, the first is all different kinds of meats. If you're a non-vegetarian, consuming meats on a regular basis will increase your hemorrhoids. If you are consuming a little bit of meat, make sure you consume plenty of vegetables along with the meats. Because if there is no adequate amount of fiber, meat being very heavy to digest is a sure shot no if you have hemorrhoids, especially bleeding hemorrhoids. The next preparation that you should thoroughly avoid is sesame seeds and sesame oil. In some cultures like Tamil culture, they use a lot of sesame oil for cooking, and using sesame oil in excess when you have piles is a complete apatya. Apatya means it is not suitable for your disease. So avoid sesame oil usage in your cooking. Another very common misconception food which most of you think it is very beneficial, which is not, is curds, yogurt, all kinds of curds. When you consume it, it will aggravate, and also it is a apatya for your piles or hemorrhoids. There is a tendency you eat curds and it will cool your system down, it might reduce your piles. Absolutely not. It's a very heavy to digest food item. Therefore, yogurt or curds, fermented milk products, should not be consumed if you are prone to hemorrhoids or piles. All kinds of different heavy to digest items also should not be consumed. Heavy to digest items are foods that take a lot of time to digest. Suppose you go out and you have a very thick masala dosa, which is lot of ghee and oil in it, with very heavy chutney and potatoes. So when you consume these things that take a while to digest, that take a lot of time to digest, these should be avoided. Sometimes even vada also, which takes a lot of time to digest, is not suitable. Non-vegetarian food also is another thing. Coming out of the food, traveling aggravates your piles. Driving on a motorbike long distances. So many of my piles patients, I see that they stay in Bangalore, they have their own house somewhere, they unfortunately have to travel to the workplace. They extend from 20 kilometers to 40 kilometers, and it's just constant driving on the two-wheeler, heavy traffic in Bangalore. It takes them an hour, hour and a half, and they still use two-wheelers. That definitely aggravates. Constantly sitting, there is a pressure from down there into your complete buttocks area. Also sitting constantly in the car. There are so many car drivers, bus conductors, Ola Uber drivers who come to me for their piles issue. So constantly sitting and driving, traveling can aggravate your piles problem. Some of my piles patients who are on a good recovery path, when they go on a long trip which involves 5 to 6 hours of sitting constantly in the car, come back after the trip saying, "Doctor, my piles has reoccurred. It is paining. The bulge just come out." So traveling is something that's a no-no. Smoking and alcohol consumption also aggravates piles problems. Some of the boys go out for a friend's party on a weekend, or they have an office party on the weekend, and they consume alcohol and they eat all the wrong foods, and next day morning they have an excruciating pain when passing motions. Piles issue. Ayurveda also says when your intercourse is another thing that Ayurveda also says, because when you do the act of intercourse, it increases blood circulation in the area and therefore causes pressure buildup in those blood vessels there to increase piles issue. Sunbathing and also heat. If you are in a room that has a lot of high temperature, or it's the summer and you're out there, you're moving about in the sun, walking in the sun, trekking in the sun, that also aggravates your piles issue. The final two things I will tell you is, one thing is consuming too much spicy food and sour food aggravates your piles condition, and the last one, suppression of natural urges. You are in a meeting, you are working, you are not able to go to the toilet, you have urgency to pass bowels, you are holding yourself, and this can aggravate your piles and hemorrhoids. So it's very important that you don't hold your urges, you go to the toilet as soon as possible. And by following all this, that is not doing all of this, you can get rid of your piles in a very easy way. It can be very supportive. Next session, I'm going to tell you all the different foods that you can consume to aid healing of your piles. Till then, thank you. Namaste.